So, we are 9 months away from the iPhone 16 launch, and rumours and leaks are starting to get really hot. One big factor we love about the iPhone is the iPhone cameras. Well, today I want to go over all 4 iPhone 16 camera upgrades that are coming this year, including some AI camera news to enhance photos like you can see here live on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And we will also go over the iPhone 16 Pro Max release date and price too. So, as I said already, it's crazy to think that in about 9 months' time, we will have the iPhone 16, the 16 Plus, the 16 Pro, the 16 Pro Max, and even that possibility of an iPhone Ultra Model 2. Today, I want to talk to you about every single camera upgrade that has been revealed for the iPhone 16 series. And the first one I want to talk to you about is how the actual camera lenses will actually look on the back of the iPhone 16 models. So, as you can see here, we've had a reporting from Mac Rumors who has claimed that they have the prototype leaks of the iPhone 16 and 16 Plus designs. And as you can see here, the rear of the iPhone 16 camera lenses looks like a cross between the iPhone X or the XS or the 10 or 10S with the iPhone 12 design. This means the cameras on the back will be a vertical design again and not diagonal like we've had since the iPhone 13 model onwards. But the most interesting thing is the finish that you can see here. It looks like the camera lenses have been clustered into one piece, and then also having a nice metal ring around them, what looks really, really cool. However, for the iPhone 16 Pro and the Pro Max, we could get a design very similar to like the renders that you're seeing right here, with 3 lenses inside it and also the LiDAR too. But there again, we had another piece of news from Mac Rumors, who said that the current design for the Pro models could remain exactly how we have it, like with say the iPhone 15 Pro models right now. So the designs of the lenses might be changing, but the most important thing is we might also be getting some upgrades to the lenses and also the sensors too. Just like we found out right here that the ultra-wide sensor is going to be getting its love that it finally deserves. It seems that Apple will be upgrading the 12 megapixel ultra-wide to a similar sensor to the 48 megapixel that we have right now inside the normal 15 Pro and the 15 Pro Max, but it'll have updates to the lenses to work with that 48 megapixel sensor to work really well with the ultra wide. The advantage of this, it will be giving us better low light photography at that 0.5 zoom and also for videos too. And then the final advantage will be getting better videos and pictures to play in ProRes and ProRAW if you want to tweak around with that stuff. Next of all, it's all about the zoom capability, and we got some upgrades there as well. For the iPhone 15 Pro Max, we got some great camera upgrades for the zoom capability at last, but it looks like the iPhone 16 Pro Normal will also be getting some love too, and that Apple will be sharing that Tetra Prism zoom to both models this time round. Now, something that may also go along with this is Apple may redesign the camera sensor and the lens with the more powerful newer engine what's going to go inside that A18 Pro to provide even better photos and videos with the ability to zoom up to say 50 times capability. With using AI, as you can see here, even in the third-party app, when I zoom in here on Mickey's clock here on an iPhone 15 Pro Max with the A17 Pro and using a third-party app to enhance the actual image, you can see that I'm getting some great looking pictures. And using this, Apple may be able to apply this into their zoom capability and then also provide us some great zoom abilities. Just to let you know, this Mickey picture here was taken at an 18 times zoom, and look how well this third-party app is working with that. So with all these new great camera upgrades and being that the camera is going to be the focus for the iPhone 16, Apple are also looking to add a new button to the iPhone 16 series. This button looks like it'll be a special button dedicated to photo or video capturing, according to this latest report you can see here. Right now you can assign the action button on the iPhone 15 Pro models to open the camera and start recording, for example, but it looks like Apple wants to go a step further here and actually assign a dedicated button for this. For all my thoughts about these leaks that we've just heard about here, I'm really happy that the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max will have the same camera abilities. I think that's only fair to happen, so I'm really happy there. And also that the ultra-wide lens is going to be getting some love at last, because it really needs that upgrade. The telephoto had some love, and then also we've had the main sensor having some love as it went upgrades in the last couple of years. So it does really need to happen now for the ultra-wide. I'm glad Apple are finally making that move there. But the other thing I would also say is that this year could be the year of Apple AI. As we've seen with Google, we've seen them introduce lots of AI features into the Pixel series. Now with the Galaxy S24 Ultra, they have done the same. And with iOS 18 coming out in the summer, it's something that we've got to keep an eye on. As I showed already here, we have third-party apps on iOS 17 that can enhance photos via AI using the neural engine inside iPhones. I think Apple could build this into the camera software or photo apps to do exactly what you're seeing right here with the Mickey clock. Do remember, this Mickey clock was recorded at an 18 times digital zoom, and look what this third party is doing, this third-party app, how it's enhancing it. If in the summer at WWDC 2024, we do actually see iOS 18, Apple apply lots of AI updates to lots of their apps, what they have right now, so these are the stock apps built into an iPhone, then I definitely predict that when we get the release of the iPhone 16 Pro and the iPhone 16 Pro Max, there will be a lot of dedicated AI features for the camera abilities, and this will allow us to do probably more enhanced photos, better zoom capability, and much more. And with that, before I continue on, now is a good time more than ever to mention that all leaks and reports that you see here are not 100% proof that they will come true with the new iPhone. I can only present you what reports or information and renders that are out there. So basically, the renders that are being created here are based off those sort of leaks and reports that you are seeing out there. So the final iPhone may not look like this. However, if you are still watching this video, then you're as curious as I am in knowing what is being said about the next iPhone anyway. So then guys, what I just want to quickly talk to you about is the channel giveaway, what is happening on this channel right now. So I'm going to be giving away this. This here is a MacBook Air M2, and it's not just any ordinary MacBook Air M2. In fact, it has some great upgrades. I'm just looking at the specs here. It's actually got 512 gigabytes storage inside of it, and also at the same time, it's been upgraded with 16 gigabytes of RAM, because as you know, in 2024, 8 gigabytes of RAM is not enough. And if you want to get your hands on this spec'd up MacBook Air, all you need to do is write down in the comments below of what Apple gear, what technology gear you're planning to get in 2024 to enter into this giveaway. And also at the same time as well, it's an international giveaway. Make sure if you are brand new here that you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell, because I'll be announcing when a live stream is going to be happening to reveal who the winner is of this MacBook Air, and you won't want to miss out on that. So make sure you do that right now. Now again, I'm going to have to say there's still loads of scammers, spammers, people impersonating me, telling you to WhatsApp them, Telegram them, all sorts of things like this, and telling you to pay for shipping. This is not me. I'll be paying for shipping on this international giveaway. So please do ignore them, or better still, as you can see here, please do report them. And with that over, let's now talk about the release date. Now for release date, as it's so early, we cannot fully predict the exact date of when it will be for the iPhone 16 Ultra. However, one thing we can be sure of, just like the iPhone 15, where we actually had the Wonderless event actually happening in September time, it is most likely it's going to be exactly the same for the iPhone 16, just like it was for the iPhone 14, the 13 and the 12 as well. Normally all of these events happen around September time unless something really big is happening in the world to prevent it from happening, just like in 2020 with COVID-19. But without this then, generally speaking, Apple like to do their event around about mid-September time, or the earlier sort of mid-September time, and then normally release their sort of iPhones around about 10 days later. So at the moment,
moment predict that it'll probably be around about sort of mid-September, and then probably a week later, so in the early sort of 20s of the sort of September time, that you'll be able to get your hands on the brand new iPhone 16 models. But of course, as we get even closer to the actual release date, I'm sure more details will come in of the actual date of when it's going to be happening, and of course I will let you know when the exact date is going to be.
So, next of all, let's talk about the price. Now, this is something that's been a bit controversial over the years, where we've having that Apple keep increasing their prices of their products, especially like with their iPhones. Well, I think that depends on where you are in the world. So, in fact, if you've been living in America all this time, the iPhone 15, the iPhone 14, the iPhone 13, 12, 11 has actually always been the same price throughout the years. The actual price has never actually changed. Even though inflation's happened, and especially in the last year, inflation's gone through the roof, Apple have actually managed to keep the prices the same. And this has been the same for the actual Pro Series 2, except for maybe the Pro Max, where they actually stopped making the 128GB model, but they made the 256GB model, but that was the same price as the 14 Pro Max and also the 13 Pro Max, for example. So really, it hasn't really changed. It was just they got rid of the starting model. But one thing that I would also like to add into this is the likes of the Galaxy S24 Ultra. Now, we did see a price increase this year by about $100 more for it. And I think that Apple, they've kept their prices the same in the US dollars for the same for multiple years, and it might be the first time it might go up by about $100 or so on, say, a Pro model, and maybe by about $50 on the normal models. Now, I know all of you are going to whinge and say that's unacceptable, it's not good, but like I said, the cost of living has gone up, and Apple do have to make the same amount of profit for their iPhone, so it's probably going to happen. Now, unfortunately, it does mean if you don't just live in the US like me, I live in the UK, or if you live in Europe or any other parts of the world, it does also mean that depending on how your currency is reflected against the US dollars and also import fees and things like this, it could mean that it could cost more for you or could cost less. It depends on how your currency weighs up to the US dollars and also on taxes and everything like that. At the end of the day, Apple have to make this exact same amount of profit for every iPhone they sell, no matter where it is in the world right now. So that's what they have to do there. But with that, guys, it's time to also wrap up this video. So if you have enjoyed watching it, please do press the like button, and also make sure you subscribe to this channel, because you will hear the latest on Apple news, reviews, and comparisons. And with that as well, guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Bye bye.